England got this job done today. Yet another clean sheet for Stuart Pearce's men. It's their 12th in 20 competitive games. There are fans on the pitch, substitutes getting involved as well. Very unseemly scenes, and there is bad blood, a history of bad blood between these two nations on the footballing field, as I'm sure you're well aware. You would hope that nothing has been said in anger. But England can leave the field with heads held high. That kind of reaction from Danny Rose isn't really going to do him any favours in the grand scheme of things, and I think the referee might be across to produce a second yellow card for him there. Danny Rose is sent off after the full-time whistle. That means that he will be suspended for the first game in the European Championships proper. A blot on his copybook. You don't know what level of provocation saw Danny Rose commit the foul, the incident that he did. Seems to be indicating there that there were monkey chants towards him. I'm surmising from what happened there. And officials from the FA getting involved there as well with their Serbian counterparts. And this, I'm afraid,
Jim, this is disgraceful
scenes.
I've got to say, and I'm going to protect the England boys here, all they've done is try to protect one another because they've come under horrendous provocation. Absolutely disgusting behaviour from the Serbians. There was punches thrown, there was kicks aimed at the England players. Steve Wigley now. They're just attacking anybody who's wearing an England badge. They are attacking. It's totally out of order.
As it looked like, as Jim said, Danny Rose was intimating that he'd been racially abused with monkey chants. It was the most, and we saw Steve Wigley there being attacked. It looked like being attacked in the tunnel.
I mean, you know, it's disgraceful to see those type of scenes. You know, what was actually a very professional performance from England under 21s. They went in there with a game plan. They put the game plan to the test. You know. But I could kind of see it happening early on. I think the lad Butland got thrown a coin out early doors in the 85th minute. And you could just see, if we were to win this game or go through, I can see it getting more hostile. But there's no excuse for the scenes that you've just seen on TV today. And, you know, we talk about it. You know, we go to these countries and we ask, you know, this type of stuff to be eradicated. And this is just disgraceful scenes for me.
This was on the final whistle. Stuart Pearce said going into this game he was asked about the possibility of any racial abuse because 4 years ago, or 5 years ago actually, in Euro 2007 in Holland, Serbian fans did racially abuse England players in Holland and the game was stopped. But Stuart Pearce felt that Serbian football had moved on. Clark, it doesn't appear to be the case.
It doesn't, you know. It's like Danny Rose is coming off the pitch there and he's gesturing that he's being called a monkey and, you know, sarcastically responding to the crowd, and it is so disappointing to see things like this going on. And not only that, there's the racial element, and then there's just the pure physical violence, you know, seeing kicks and punches being thrown at the end of a football match.
It's not just directed at black players. Let's get this right.
Yeah.
You know, we talked to Steve Wigley, you know, and get accosted by someone.
That's the gesture there for the monkey chants.
Yeah, but it's not just about that.
No, you're right.
It's the whole debacle where, you know, punches being thrown and, you know, Sepp Blatter and Platini got to look at this. And if it was me, I mean, they'd be kicked out for the next 5 tournaments, European World Cup.
So often, what we see so often, the punishments are so small.
So futile. They'll probably get a little ban and that bit.
It can't be right. Even if they get a little ban, you know, we see national FAs getting fines of like 10, 20,000 euros, whereas Nicholas Bentner gets a €100,000 fine for a breach of sponsorship. You know, things like that are what we do not want to see in football. Now, the racial abuse, if that's, you know, is what it's shown to be, and the physical violence and kicking out of coaches, you know, these guys are supposed to be international players and conduct themselves accordingly, and I really feel for the whole England setup being in that environment, you know, at the end of the game.
You've got your son out there, you're worried about that, you know, you think...
Yeah, we saw Thomas there.
And you know, not just as someone who loves the game, but when your son's out there, it is a worry, and you feel kind of helpless. But, you know, it's spoiled what's been a really great night, and it does sad a minute footballs now. Yeah. You know, because they're only under 21s, they're not like they're men, they're like they're kids. You know, what role models are those Serbians setting for the people below them? And it's got to be acted on now, and there's got to be a deterrent so this doesn't keep happening every time you go to a country like that.